Vulnerability is something that will keep changing its definition. Then one of the things that we look for is also the climate position in that area. How the communities are getting affected by the climate disasters there, and what is the impact of that on that community. So that actually is added vulnerability. I'm Anita. I work for Goonj, and I'm also part of the investment committee member for Rebuild India Fund. Like, my experience with Goonj has been with the partner organizations working on the grassroots, and we have a network of 700 plus organizations with us. And that experience has helped me get more experience here in the Rebuild. And here my profile as an investment committee member, or my work as an investment committee member, is that we have to scan through the profiles of the organizations, and we see their work in depth. We ask a lot of questions to the Dasra team, and then we try and know more about the organization's work, their leadership, their vulnerability with communities and all, and then we choose the organizations who are more suitable for the rebuild cohort. So apart from the LCV lens, we also look for the gender ratio. We try and question on the how many people are there in the leadership position with gender balance. So how are they actually working on ground? Is it just that on papers? We ask the detailed question. If they're running shelter homes, then how are they running it? How are they getting resources for that? How many people are associated with that? Because these kind of nuances actually help us understand that how that organization is working. It is important because with this kind of fund, if this goes to any organization and we want them to, or rather they should be using it for the organization building. So it is important, which will inspire other organizations, or which will inspire other people to come into the sector. So it is not just about building the organization, it is also about building the ecosystem along. So sadly, there are several things that these organizations are working in. Several kind of communities who are very, very vulnerable. There are minorities, there are tribal groups, there are transgenders, or gender fluid communities, or there are economically poor who might be upper caste people but are economically poor. So vulnerabilities are different. Vulnerabilities are very hard to map as well. So sometimes we struggle a lot to understand it in depth. Sometimes we have to take a chance. That maybe we are not able to understand it in depth, but maybe we should give chance to this organization, because when we will give chance to more and more organizations, we will understand more. So vulnerability is something that will keep changing its definition. Then one of the things that we look for is also the climate position in that area. How the communities are getting affected by the climate disasters there, and what is the impact of that on that community. So that actually is added vulnerability. If they're already vulnerable communities like minorities or tribals, and they're also suffering through the climate changing climate, so that actually is added vulnerability. We all are from different geographies. We all are working on different issues. Like Deep is working, has this organization called Farm to Food, and is working in northeastern part of the country. Deepa is working with the NTD nomadic communities in Maharashtra. Then Nandita is working with domestic workers and on gender balance. Then there is Ramiz, who's working with Catalyst. So, and I'm working with Goonj. So all of us are with different organizations, have different perspectives, have different things to offer. There's a lot of effort, that goes into getting these organizations, because these organizations are also nominated by nodal partners. So we trust that these nodal partners, if they are nominating these organizations, that means they have also scanned through and have sent the good organizations. But we have to choose, and that is very tough task. So because we all are working with a lot of grassroots organizations and with a lot of networks, so we sometimes have that insight about the organization. We get to know about it from someone else as well. So that kind of information is very crucial while making these decisions. So that becomes sometimes the reason to reject an organization. And when the work is not clear, as I said, that it is not just about building the organization, it is also about building the ecosystem around. So if there are organizations who have been working for a very, very long time and their work is still not clear, their vision is still not clear. For new organizations, it's good. If they don't have clarity, it's fine. So if they'll get clarity over the years. But for very established organization, if we see this pattern, so we question that. So we look at the criteria. First filter is that the organization's financials should be at a certain level. We also see that if they are following at least the minimum compliance, because it is important. The organizations should understand the importance of compliances. We see the relation, with communities that these organizations have, and of course, all organizations are working with passion. So we see how they are trying to build their organization, they are trying to evolve within their work. So these become some of the criteria when we give the organizations. So now the problem is that there is no particular climate risk region. Now there is no geography where you'll see that here you'll get flood and here you'll get drought. It can be, we were working in a very drought-prone areas for 2 years, and then suddenly we got to hear that that region is flooded due to heavy rain. So there is no set patterns of these disasters, and with that there is no set plan as well. So the biggest challenge is that organizations working in climate risk regions and working on livelihood, they cannot plan long term. So that is I think the biggest challenge that they're facing.